Well, as a wise offensive line coach that I once had said, it's on us, man.
As Sam Hubbard pointed out this week, if the Bengals can win on Sunday, they'll have the same record going into the bye as last year's Super Bowl team at 5-4, but they've got to win to be able to say that. And in this Who Day conversation, we are going to give 3 keys to bouncing back from last Monday's loss in Cleveland. Lap, you go first.
Well, as a wise offensive line coach that I once had said, it's on us, man. So as a former offensive lineman, I think it starts with the offensive line just trying to up the ante. Everybody individually, increase your performance by 20%. Make sure that your footwork's right, your hand placement's right. Make sure you're finishing blocks. And then also communication, recognition and communication. Up and down the line of scrimmage. Make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like Frank Pollock says, master the mundane. Make sure you're doing the techniques that you had been working on all that week to handle that defensive front and configuration.
It always begins up front. Butch, how about you?
Well, whenever injuries hit, and they have hit the Bengals secondary, it's always time for the kids to step up. With the loss of Awuzie, he's their number 1 corner. He's the guy that travels, so they're trying to grapple with that, and they have other injuries back there. You got the crown jewels of the 2022 draft are now going to have to shine. Cam Taylor-Britt forced into his first NFL start on Monday night. Oh, and Dax Hill, in order for them to get to the bye 5-4, those 2 rookies are going to have to play like vets.
Awuzie is obviously not the only star player who is out. Jamar Chase won't play this week. DJ Reader isn't likely to play. But let's talk about the star players who are going to be on the field for the Bengals on Sunday. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, and Trey Hendrickson were all selected by their peers in the NFL as 3 of the top 100 players in the league. Carolina is 30th in the NFL in sacks per passing attempt by the other team. Joe Burrow should have time to throw. Jeff Wilson had 120 rushing yards against this team a few weeks ago. Maybe this is the first week this year that Joe Mixon goes over 100. And in the Bengals' first win of this season, who was the most dominant player on the field that day? Trey Hendrickson. If the Stars play like it this Sunday, the Bengals will get to the bye at 5-4.
Hear, hear.
There you go. 3 keys to bouncing back from Monday night's loss in Cleveland in this week's Who Day Conversation.